Don't worry, it's time for some Fast Friday. Super fast for me. 5+3. Sloth Blitz. We need a sloth mascot. I think this panda is just too mobile, too fast. We need something slower. So Panda, we're gonna get some posture lessons for Panda. Sit up, man. Sit up. It's not polite to slouch. All right, Micro Panda, just strap yourself in. Okay, ready to get started. Astrobate is not here. Where is Oliver? Where are all of our fans? I'm still half asleep. Woke up a little bit late this morning. Don't know what got into me. Wednesday night poker. Still haven't recovered. Okay, so 5+3 casual. Let's go to the well. Go to the woodshed, as Emery Tate would say. Create a game. Master Esserman, late night chess. At least there's one other good streamer around. Master Esserman, late night chess, lichess.org. What's up, man? Well, if you're not going to watch me, I guess the next best thing is to watch Mark. To get started, correspondence games. Fuchsia played what? Knight to d4. What is this? It's kind of a weird move. Trading pieces. Anyway. We got a challenge from Ludwig AC. Asterbait, what's up? Good to see you guys. Ludwig AC. Alright, little e4 good for the blood flow, I think, the e4. Knight f3 doesn't do much for me. What do you think, Asterbait? It's not Weird Wednesday. Let's just bring it. An open game. I like an open game when I can get it. I didn't know Ludwig played the Accelerated Dragon. Interesting. I often play queen takes d4 or knight takes d4 depending on my mood. And I have to face it all the time as black. A lot of lines in these type of variations confuse me because they transpose into one another. Bishop g7 is an extremely rare continuation. e5, knight c6. Pawn takes f6, no. e5, knight c6, what is this? Queen g4, queen f4, sorry. Stockfish's favorite move. This is different. e5 should be good for white. e5, knight c6, queen h4. Well, he just has to play knight g8. Am I choosing the right square? Well, there aren't any other squares. I mean, there's queen a4 or queen h4. Knight h5, g4. Knight b4 is off the radar. What's up, Asterbait? How's your midnight going? Early morning. Is it early morning or late night there? What do you think, Asterbait? We've got another challenge. Mule Skinner's here. Game 200. Oh my god. It's an epic moment in Mule Skinner. Mule Skinner's life and my career, basically. Game 200 coming up. This deserves a... Anyway. We're not only taking subscriber challenges, we're taking everybody challenges. Okay, Ludwig, you have one choice, basically. Make it good. Bishop h6 is not really a good idea here. But after h6, I'm going to have problems. I'll play bishop g3. This has never actually occurred in one of my games. What am I doing here? Put my queen on the wrong square, I'm sure. But Ludwig should have played like queen a5, and I think all of a sudden I'm in trouble. Now this endgame should be extremely good for white. Not winning, but good. So, gotta move the king now to f8 or e7. Clearly, very strong position for white, but not necessarily a forced win. But he made a terrible mistake. I think I'm in a bad way here. My queen and bishop are badly coordinated. So, I mean, like h6, bishop g3, I'm probably okay. But if he plays queen a5 first, triple attacking my e5 pawn. Okay, I could castle queenside. But still something feels very awkward about the placement of my queen and bishop in that instance. I guess now he'll just play h5. Could also play h6. I guess I feel like he shouldn't allow h5. Knight d5. Knight d5. It's a lot of space. Oh no. Mr. Bill. I'd rather be in Monte Carlo right now. If anybody can loan me $50,000. I need like one of those t-shirts. It says, I'd rather be in Monte Carlo. Okay. Oh no, it's not mate, but it is. But it is. But it's not, but it is. Yes. Oh no. He just doesn't want to get mated. It's a lot of pieces swarming. Shawarma. Good morning, everybody. It's Friday. Friday in Budapest, expecting another hot one here. We'll just lock that in there. Antonio Morales. We're preparing for Muleskinner's 200th game. Only the second player on my stream to achieve this feat, along with Pavel Nefedov. Still no mate. This is incredible. Like, how much do you need to mate check someone? Mate check. Mate check. Still not mate check. This is ridiculous. How is it not mate check? I just feel like a needless sacrifice. How can it not be mate check? I don't understand how it's not mate check. Whatever. We're winning, but it's not very cinematic. That's a stupid move, isn't it? Rook f8. Put yourself out of your misery. He did it. My God. Did you really mean to do that? Nice. Nice ending. What's up with the opening there? Nobody plays bishop g7. Where am I supposed to put my queen? Is queen h4 right? No, apparently not. Well, nobody plays this with black. Is it that bad? Well, I mean, basically everybody plays knight c6 first, so it's an inaccuracy. Now Ponomarev did this too, but yeah, so this basically never happens because nobody does this first. This gives me additional options. Queen a4 would transpose. It is better to play queen a4 then. Oh, now you have queen a5 here? Oh, that's awesome. What the... what? Take, bishop takes, queen c4. This is an awesome variation. d5. I'm up a piece. Wow, interesting stuff. That should never happen. Okay. Anyway, this is Muleskinner's 10 millionth game against me. Great to see him. This is his 200th game on the stream. And fittingly, he gets white, of course. It could be a Grand Prix attack. A GP. GPA. GTA 4. What? Muleskinner's playing C4. Oh. The Grand Prix attack goes Sicilian. Game 200. Only the second player to reach this level. I don't know if there's anyone else who's even close. I mean, I feel like there's some players who played a lot of games and then they disappeared. I don't know why he doesn't come to my stream anymore, but like the German player Aldisto had a lot of games against me for a long time. I mean, he must be well over 100. So there's probably a few other people lurking well in the 100 games. But no one else has 200, I'm sure about it. I thought I was like up to probably up to 210, 215 by now. It's not a real hippo with a knight on f6, acerbate. This is more of a double fianchetto, not a true hippo. It's a hippo hybrid. Doesn't have pure hippo DNA after playing knight f6. I need 2 coffees, I think. There's a coffee place right across the street, but I'm too lazy to go outside. All right. I had trouble waking up this morning. I think it's the humidity. It's my turn. What? You're welcome for the game, Ludwig. Can't even remember now. Yeah, so you played bishop g7. Nobody does that. It's a risky line for black. You know, if you play knight c6, queen a4, knight g8, but it's not clearly bad. Actually, as we saw there, you have chances. That's a playable variation. That game that Ponomarev played. So I guess d6 here. I used to think this was just concretely bad for black, but I'm not so sure anymore. You want to play like e4 down the tempo? I think the chess world is rethinking the double fianchetto type of defense. What's up? I'm taking challengers. Ooh, that's weird. Taking challengers, 5+3. Everybody's welcome to play. Who has 100 games, is not a computer, and not a troll. Queen c2. Normally we would see the queen go to e2. I'm not really interested in acerbate. We had a discussion yesterday about this kind of thing. Even here, I don't think that bishop takes f3 is really justified. I would call it playable and interesting, but I still don't want to do it. Silent chat. I'm just trying to wake up. $16 viewers, crushing it with the viewers. Well, I'm just saying, like, I'm seeing more and more top grandmasters willing to play, you know, a double fianchetto type of setup. Most commonly in the Queen's Indian. Magnus played that away against me, that away. You see it pretty commonly, like people doing g6 in the Queen's Indian, for example, in many different variations. I think that historically chess theory was very condescending toward this idea. It's just like putting the knights on the side of the board. Knight a6 was always considered, you know, I'm talking about 100 years ago, you know, or 75 years ago. It was always considered like incorrect. Put your knight on the wing. You know, I mean, this is something that's been, it's more of a discussion of like chess philosophy almost. But things are being rethought. Biases in chess philosophy. It's like a new course. But I slowly realized that this type of thing is pretty good for black. This is Too Hesitant by Mule Skinner. I don't know what he's supposed to do though. Maybe he's already in trouble after this. Can he play knight e4? Can you play knight e4 here to physically occupy that square? It's just a good King's Indian for black now. Just a standard space advantage. It's My Little Pony reference. But yeah, this is inspired by the singer Sparkle Horse. Bishop b2. So knight here. Rook d1 is coming. We have to be a little bit thoughtful of that. Maybe he has outs here. Knight d5, bailing out. I can win a pawn with like bishop d5, cd5, knight d5, but I have a lot of white square weaknesses. I think he can bail out here with this move. If he lets me settle in, I'm going to have a crushing space advantage. Pandas or MLP? Those things are very different. MLP. What's a special ring to it? Ironically, my mom passed away 2 weeks ago, and those are her initials. Very strange. Strange coincidence. The Illuminati are behind it. Rook a d1. It's the Illuminati. So knight e5 isn't happening. Alright, we're going to play this. We'll allow bishop a3. I've been trying to kind of avoid this pin scenario. The genius of My Little Pony. They figured it out all ahead of time. This is not really Mule Skinner's primary opening. You know, he plays the Grand Prix attack normally with e4. Fuchsia. Slowly consolidating our space advantage here. Mule Skinner's 200th game. Only 200. Knight b1. But nothing is in the way. Stopping knight g4. No, in the normal King's Indian scenario, this bishop is obviously on c8. That's the problem with the double fianchetto King's Indian. Queen g5. Fishing. I guess I should have played bishop f8 there. Fishing for dollars. Well, that's a good square. That was smart. Well, I had to do something, but ruined my whole plan. What a dumb move, this rook e7 thing. I mean, it's kind of logical. All right. We can redeploy now. What am I going to do about the c7 weakness? Oh no, that's ugly. Ugly. I've been waiting for this forever. Based on a series of cheapos. In it to win it. Snapple. This has to be good. Sammy Reshevsky versus Larry Evans. Reshevsky was black in a... Check out the game. He was black in a Queen's Indian, but it was extremely similar. Literally almost the same exact formation. E3. The same exchange sacrifice on D4. Same pressurizing on G2. E3. Don't want him to get away. You can do that, I guess. Well, there goes the time. The knight is hanging. Does it matter? He has a threat now. Oh my god. Melted down on time. It's got far more messy than it should have. Always just sneaky tricks. All right, Mule Skinner, thank you for 200 games. 200. Yeah, I must have missed a crusher to finish him off somewhere. At this point, it's a miracle he survived another 5 moves. +4, +5. E3 was the best move. He played D5. Pawn takes F2 check. Rook takes F2. How did I not win this quickly? Queen G3 check. King F1. I almost played Bishop C8, but I just saw him getting away over here. My big fear was that his king was running away and there was no mate. Totally screwed this up. Bishop H6 lost 11 points on that move. This is the best defense. Rook D3 and only -11 after that. Alright guys, good game, Mule Skinner. Petya. 2800. 1200. The 1200, 1900. No, that's correspondence. Okay. Alright, let's go. Spin back. Now, we're not going to analyze too much because I want to give everybody a chance to play. Grunfeld. Oh, 95 when I recommended it. KMC in Petra's name stands for Russian Candidate Master. Well, in the real world, the Russian Candidate Master was a real title. You know, that's not like the made up FIDE baloney title. You know, the Candidate Master in Russia is a real thing. It's not this pay $50 for a title on the FIDE arena. Knight A6. Interesting and unusual setup. I never really like putting my queen on A3 in these type of positions, but it might almost make sense here. Stress being on the word almost. Yeah, I guess, man. I mean, the FIDE CM title is extremely new. You know, it's not something that's been around. It's new since like 10 years or whatever. I mean, I don't know. For me, it's just something that was made up. It's not a real thing. It's just not necessary, you know? We already have FIDE Master. Why do they need to make more titles other than just more reasons to charge fees to players in chess federations? Knight A6. Well, there's a CM in every kind of sport. That's interesting. I did not know that. That's how it works, so that makes sense. Should I resign now, or what do you guys think? Tempting to sack and exchange. Just probably not enough material. I don't see it. I mean, there's no need to fight back. There's nothing wrong with my position, but just speculation. B3, bishop A1, queen A1. I have no threat in that position. I have one check on G5 and that's it. And then I'm down a piece if I do that. Plus this player is already 3-2 against me in 5 games. I mean, that's not to mention crushing some tournaments I've held, and his results seem pretty incredible. User hidden? What is that? Message hidden from blocked user? What? Guys, what is that message hidden from blocked user? I get to see that now? What? Why am I seeing this? User hidden, message hidden from blocked user. Never seen that before. Must be something new. Why would I want to know about a blocked user saying something? That's why I blocked them, so I don't have to see what they said. That's like inane. Inane, Twitch. If I wanted to see what a blocked user was saying, I wouldn't block them in the first place. Anyway. You moved the Bronstein-Larsen into a separate chapter. That's cool. The Gurgen Needs a Counterattack has its own chapter. That's awesome. You guys can check out Fuchsia's Caro Khan study. She posted the link there. Yeah, and I would make your recommendations more clear. What am I doing now? Because you sort of have an overview, but you also have like your own recommendations. So I want to make it clear what's what. You know, what's your recommendations and what's just an overview of all the lines, essentially. Well, I don't want to tell you what to do. You could make two studies, one which is like an overview of the Caro-Kann, and then another one that was like concretely the lines you absolutely recommend, like a repertoire. You know, I mean, you might consider splitting it up into two studies, two different purposes. Academic chess books. I'm too lazy to write a chess book, but if I ever did, it would be a good one. But that's my problem. I couldn't bring myself to publish something unless I was really confident it was good. And that means a lot of work. But I don't know yet. I didn't write it. Not planning on I wasn't planning on some master book, but the Ponda Master. Ponda is a relatively recent addition to my chess career. Memorable games on Twitch. My 10 memorable trolls. Knight takes c6, queen e2, rook e1, queen g4, rook e4, queen f5, knight e7. I don't know what's going on. It's a little bit messy. Normally I don't like it when it gets too messy. You might have a stronger move here though. That's messed up. Oh, an unexpected Zwischenzug. Queen c7, of course. He eventually didn't take on e2. Maybe he saw something bad. Like just knight d4. Maybe I was winning a piece there. That would explain a lot of things. So there's something else I don't understand about user hidden message. Hidden. Is this? You guys don't see that, right? All right. I don't know. Maybe it's a Twitch bug. Tibal writes bugs for lichess. Lichess. You were blocked and I just unblocked you. Whoever you are. Well, I don't know how people get blocked when I've never even heard of them before. They're very strange messages. I've never seen the user is blocked message for someone I never blocked. At least I don't remember. They probably know more than I do. All right. Finally, he made a mistake. Get rid of the double pawns. Wait, which double pawns? How? Okay, that was that was a really weird game. Morales is up next. There's a rated challenge from Amira. I'm not doing. I don't understand what Cheesy Noob is thinking. Amira, I'm not taking rated challenges. Morales, 5+3. It's hard enough to commentate. When I had en passant, oh, I could have done that. Hard to concentrate in that game. Okay, e4. I want to play e4, e5 more often, so we'll try to practice a little bit of that. In like 10 tries, I can't get one player who will play the white side of the Spanish against me, like a normal Spanish. It's just ridiculous. Nobody plays the white side of the Spanish. Yesterday we had a game in this. C6 for some reason is like wrongly condemned. I can't get one normal Spanish. D4. What's this? Whatever it is, it's probably not good for me. It's a French. You could have played Queen E2 there. What's the deal with Queen E2, Queen E7? Morales acts like he knows that. He acts like this is a normal line. Instantly, knight F3. Good bad Caro Khan. Speaking of the Caro Khan, I'm probably in trouble now. Only slightly worse. Queen E7 check. Queen E7 check, King D1, castles queenside. Queen E7 check, Bishop E3. Queen B4 check, no. This looks good. Losing a piece for white. Queen E7 check, Bishop E3, D4, castles. Pawn takes pawn. That's okay for me. All right, just for fun. I don't know, I just can't. I want to just try playing some games with the black side of the Lopez, and I can't even get one game. The closest I got was an exchange Roy Lopez the other day. All this analysis, books and books on the Spanish, and no one allows you to play it. What's the point, you know? That's the problem with playing e4, e5, I guess. All people do are play, actually every opening, they just avoid the main lines. Same thing in the Sicilian. If you try to play the Sicilian, people just play anti-Sicilian. So white has a better endgame, but this is probably still okay for black, I would think. One isolated pawn is not the end of the world. But I guess we're going to have to exchange on e3 at some point. I could wait a move, maybe castle queenside. Do it next move. Wait for him to castle so his king is out of the center in the endgame. Actually, this is an important point. I get to make a developing move. He gets to move his king away from the center. I'm going to have to worry about my A pawn, but that's probably minor. Minor problem. Actually, I have d4, but I still think I should probably play it. We're changing the structure. I don't like the structure, but there it is. Okay. I guess I could play d3 if given the opportunity. Probably should trade and play rook d1 now. But I have various means of counterplay. Now the knight c4. Not necessarily that good. Now it's headed for e5. But this becomes a serious threat now. So, what do you want to do about it? Now we have to play d3. Ooh, that loses material. I guess I don't have to, but I have to. A little bit of a problem. d3. Hold on a second. What is it? d3 takes? Yeah, all right. I have to do this. I'm still okay. I should still be okay. Barely. Well, I mean, Fossifago, there's a lot of truth in that. I think people, especially beginners, spend too much time on the opening. But you have to keep in mind that in Botvinnik's day, or Botvinnik, there were no, opening encyclopedias, and the information wasn't easy to find. It's a completely different time now. So it's easy to learn openings now. It's a much different era. Fuchsia's opening survey is available to everyone. Seriously. So we can't really take that sort of quote from 70 years ago or 50 years ago too literally. It's a different era now. Information is much more readily available. But in general, I think people focus too much on the opening, not enough on the other stages of the game. I think that was the case, it still is the case now. I'm lucky if I didn't lose material. Okay, I was too liberal in the opening. On d4, I really messed up. d5 is just bad. So I think after this, I have to take on d4 and transpose to some kind of weird version of the or whatever you call that. Gambit. Do we have any threats? The F file? Unfortunately, there's no knight g4. Knight e4. Knight e4 is pretty much a dead end. Just have to take this pawn. Equalizing. But maybe we're better due to rook on the 7th rank. Sack the exchange. Rook takes f2. Now rook b1. Taking away all the best squares. You have to have a really kind of basic knowledge of the openings to get out the gate, but not necessary to be, you know, a theoretician. This is like the only move that loses. Rook d8. Only move that loses. It actually doesn't. It's only hard when you're black. It only almost loses. Knight a5, rook d7, knight c6 check. King a8, knight e5, rook c7. It's okay. Just a little bit of a... Why didn't I play rook c8? Yeah, I guess knight d6 there. Basically just looked like wasted a tempo with this move. Tricky position with the kings. How active should you be with your king? I'd like to get my king in the game, but it's exposed to all sorts of checks. One move threats are my specialty. Clearly overextended myself. Maybe not. Damn, dude. It's just evil. You're evil. I might be worse here, or I might be better. I'm not really sure. Nice job staying active enough to save the game, though. Am I better or worse with these pawns coming down? Apparently I'm worse. I guess he has a rep draw here no matter what, so he can't be worse. The engine says you should play for a win. I mean, it's easy to say that when you're facing these two connected pass pawns potentially coming down. It looks like it's a draw, but it's like a kind of tough draw for black. Plus 0.9 for white. Okay. So Pecha, 2005-02. Strong player. Hopefully he's still here after waiting. He's a bullet player mostly. Yeah, good luck. Guess we'll stick to my solid repertoire. So Pecha is like Peter, right? Knight f3 d6. 50 move. I like that. That's funny. Yeah, that's this is actually a kind of tricky. Now I can play the King's Indian with knight f6 and knight c6. Probably not that bad. A lot of people will probably go into a Dutch type formation here with f5. It's a pretty modest setup for white, but I think that e3 is recommended. The question is now I have to play like d5 and go for it. Fischer, Korchnoi. Similar to Fischer, Korchnoi. Actually, knight d2 is a transposition to Korchnoi, Fischer. There was a famous draw, except, yeah, the bishop should be on g7. I think that's a literal transposition. I'm not sure I like knight d2. It's very time consuming. Probably not the best move. Got a crew. Chess crew. There was a game Fischer Korchnoi where Fischer was black. He had the sack in exchange just to stay alive against Korchnoi. It was very instructive. It was very instructive from the defensive standpoint. Sort of like a strategic exchange sacrifice. If I don't play e4, he will. But do I have time? Yeah, I like this move. So it's basically a kind of Leningrad, knight c6 Leningrad Dutch. Anytime he takes here, I don't care about that. I mean, I don't even have to take it. His structure would be totally compromised. So white's best approach is probably not to care too much. We could just go here. This is bad. Basically a King's Indian. Maybe we don't even want a castle, actually. But the question is, what is our plan? The question becomes, do we go postal? Trying to take advantage of the fact that he's castled and we're not. E6 might be a good move. Nibble nibble at my pawn structure. Now, which way do we go? I guess CD. Straight up. Interesting game. G4. I like Pichu's suggestion for a chess rap name. Chess Rap League. The Hip Hop Chess League. I'm surprised that Greg Shahade hasn't invented that already. Well, maybe he could play like C6 if he likes tensions. Getting passive. He's going for the blockader knight. You never lose with the knight on d6. That's what they teach you at chess school. So what do I do now? Lurker. He saw that. He saw that. He saw that. Oh, damn it. Take out the blockader. This is all like one big cheapo. That does not constitute a plan. Now I'm ready to castle queenside, I guess. We go back to d2 if he plays f4. Maybe that's better than bishop c5. I'm not sure. Tough game. I feel that white is better, but it doesn't make it easy to play this position. White is better in the vacuum of chess, the chess world. The chess world. But now it's going to get dangerous. Dangerous and scary. Scary and dangerous. He doesn't have b4, thank God. Yet. But he will. Wait. I think I've gone too far. Some funny variations. Gets a pawn. Not worried about pawns. This game is a matter of life or death. I'm living on the edge like Aerosmith. This game will not be decided by a pawn. Probably it's like very sharp position here. I lost a piece. No. Scared I lost a piece. Maybe I did. I really lost a piece? Incomunicado. What if I take on f5? Thought I had something here. Queen c4. Queen h3 almost works. Actually, this is pretty interesting. press the all-in button. Oh my god, what am I thinking? That's the best move ever. Oh yes, of course. This game won't be decided by a pawn. My famous words. It's all about material. Oh, you have that trade of queens. Blitz. That's defended. It's not right. It's not mate yet. End game. I don't know. I don't know how to win here. feel like I'm down material here. Alright, that was a tough game. Probably both sides were winning at some point. Just 71 moves. Pichu's up next, and then Pichu's up to 2271. I don't know. I mean, I might have been winning at some point, but I constantly was low on time. He might have been winning. But I was lucky I didn't lose a piece in the early going there, getting my knight trapped on b5. Santiago falsified Vichy the player. Exciting game. Resume breathing now. I needed my full concentration there, so we can resume talking now. The c3 Sicilian. Ugh. I hate this opening. I'm about to pull off a Merle Dixon. What does that mean, Infinite Flash? What's up, man? Bishop e3. What is a Merle Dixon? What is the noun form of Merle Dixon? The Vita Levente variation. I lost against Vita and beat Alexander Shapunsky in this line. 1 out of 2 ain't bad. Bishop e2, however, is passive. He's supposed to play like Bishop d3 and a3 and all that stuff. Bishop e2 is considered to be harmless. Oh, Merle Dixon is a draw. Well, take care, man. Have you seen Merle's game analysis submissions lately? Those aren't draws, dude. He's like killing people in the French. You're not here for Thursdays. Merle's just being nice to me with those draws. Normally he's winning. He's just taking it easy on me. I wish I had had more time, but that's the nature of Blitz last game. I like the way the opening went. It was interesting. Fortunately, every Blitz game degenerates into a bullet chess-a-thon. 3 minutes. I mean, 3 seconds per move, basically. That's what it boils down to. Hard to play an endgame, you know, a good endgame with 3 seconds per move. But it's better than 2 and it's better than 1, I guess. b4 is kind of weakening for white. I know that that is played sometimes in these type of positions. Yeah, 5-5. The 5 second increment is probably would be a good thing, but I think I'd have to get, you know, more used to it because most people. Actually, I don't mind if you challenge me to 5+5, but most people prefer the 3. 5 second excrement. Increment is the opposite of excrement. Everybody can make fun of me for being slow and stuff, but like as I said just the other day, I never played increment at all until I started streaming. Except, of course, when I played in FIDE tournaments where it's like a requirement. But blitz, I never would play increment. I always thought it was awkward, and it just takes some getting used to. I can't believe it's like 80 degrees Fahrenheit in April. I hate weakening my queen side. But if he's going to play queen a4, I mean, that move is extremely suspicious. Got to take care of your queen, not just throw it around like some sort of ornament. Just came up with that. Such a talented linguist. Ornamental part of white's position on a4. My knight has no maneuvering squares. This knight is always a problem, in the Sicilian especially. Get to the heart of the position here. So what am I doing? b5, queen b3, and I've got nowhere to put this stupid knight. God, knight. This poor knight. Bishop d8 I want to play. Is he seriously going to play b5 now? No, he wouldn't do that. This is a crazy maneuver. How do I have time for this move? Wow. Now I have a place to put my knight. Except for the fact that this sucks, it's a great maneuver. I don't know. It's just not a very standard maneuver. I needed a place to put my knight. We made one. If you don't have one, then make one. I've never seen anyone maneuver bishop d8 in a c3 Sicilian before, but I found a way to do it. Kind of makes sense. Yes, of course, the drawback is this knight is strong. I figure we can we can live with that at this point. Just realize there's this move. It's good to know about that. Well, I think it's not the opening of the game. I like commentating in general. It's just a triumphant, basically after 15 moves, I start to run out of time. Not specifically openings that I'm interested in, but ends up, that's just where I basically run out. Start running out of time. So knight d7 is not a problem. Queen d7. Queen d7, bishop c7. That was the plan all along. Man, I'm a big fan of white's pawn structure. But he does have control of the open file. See, this is why I didn't play b5 before. I figured it might come in handy later at some point. b5 was plan B. You want to kind of keep your options open as much as possible. Knight b6. practical player. Wait, what's happening here? Bishop sack on g2. Asterbay wants to see that too. It's still possible. So it looks like he had to play queen a4 there. I don't know. This seems wrong. Blockade the queen side. And follow up with a trap of his rook. Actually, he might be alright because he has like rook d6. Well, not really alright, but he's losing here. Rook d5, only move. Always take the pawn first. If I lose my h-pawn, that's alright. I'd rather get this a-pawn. H-pawn's not so important. But the outside pawn. Wow, respect, just resigned. I appreciate it. Pichu. So can you play queen a4? Or is it all bad? No, my bishop c7. That was the plan. Mate. Bishop d8. This is actually a game. There's an actual game from this position, 2005. Win against win. Well, you can't say it's a no-win situation. Very tongue-in-cheek. It's a win-win situation. So the best move was knight g4. And now I played bishop d8. Dubious. Okay. I was proud of that move. Anyway, Santiago is up. Honda's here. Silent treatment. Infinite Flash just got the silent treatment. Alright. It's like summer in here. Unbelievable. Alright, I want to try to play e4, e5. Chinese shoot. Here's my chance to play the Spanish. Nice. Bishop takes c6. Alright, this is the farthest we've ever made it in recent times, trying to play the black side of a Spanish. But yeah, but he played d3. Move 11 has been playing this Peter Svidler style. Well, so much for trying to play the Spanish main line. At least we got this far. I'm not going to complain. So, I guess my theory here would be I'd like to play bishop c5, right? Bishop c5, bishop c6, d6, yeah. Alright, let's play bishop c5. Ah, Magnus. False advertising. Oh, man, this is tough. This is really, like, tough. Tough to deal with. That's the way they even play. Actually, Magnus probably plays both sides of this position. That's why you like b5 first. Now the funny part was I was about to play d6 actually. Next time I would play, I was reaching out for d6 and I was gonna play it, but okay. Bishop c5 is theoretically like the best move for black. Okay, now I'm completely not even remembering the theory. I think purists would argue that bishop c5 is black's best move. I mean, it's obviously... I mean, all these things, nothing's written in stone. You know, it's completely up for debate. It's certainly not a lot of fun to play black here. Can I play f6? I'm out of book now. I don't remember what you're supposed to do beyond this point. Is it too early to play f6? Like, is knight h4 a strong move or something? Because I can also play queen e7. Wait. Pillsbury played g5? I was thinking about that against the Joko. So, I used up all my time in the opening. No. Yeah, g6. No, of course. But I like a6, g6 better. And I think that that's more popular now, Uber driver. The Smyslov deferred, or whatever you want to call it. Is my bishop trapped yet? I mean, this is very solid. But black doesn't really have an advantage of any kind. I mean, it's hard to use the bishop pair. Okay, our opponent is not a high-rated player, but he seems to have a handle on the opening. Man, guys, 1 hour. It's hot as Hades in here. I gotta bust out the fan. I just can't believe I have to take out a fan in April. Turn on the air conditioning. Fortunately, I don't have air conditioning upstairs. Heat rises, which sucks. There is air conditioning downstairs. I wish the cold rises and heat falls. That would kind of mess up physics. But it would certainly be, it would be more comfortable. f6. I need like a slave standing here with one of those big feather things fanning me. I don't have any money to pay for it, so it'll have to be a slave. Bishop e3. Okay, what are we gonna do? Just stream of consciousness. I don't know. What am I talking about? Bishop c5. Just castle kingside? And that's feeble. I'm not used to playing this. That's why I'm taking so much time. This is not you know, I'd like to play the Roy Lopez, but I don't really have much experience. Waiting for knight h5 to crush me. The knight b6 is actually probably a mistake because of knight a5. You have to do like this ridiculous stuff. Bishop d6. Okay, it's not that ridiculous. I always kind of gasp when I see people play moves like this, but now I kind of understand it. Obviously taking is bad for white, and otherwise I will play c5 and crack down on d4. Bishop a7 and bishop b8. Good idea. I think Uber Driver's been drinking lately a little too much. Maybe he's taking pills or something. I'm not sure if it's alcohol or pills, or maybe some sort of other drug. Some sort of, it might not be alcohol because it seems like it could be. It's hard to tell online, you know, kind of addiction people have. In order to be an Uber driver, they require that you're on get too many Red Bulls. It's looking solid. Makes you solid as hell. Hell energy drink. Do they have Hell energy drink in the United States? Or is that like a Hungarian, European thing? There's like a plakat outside. There's a sign outside near the bus stop. With Bruce Willis. Hell energy drink campaign. Probably all like the Christian groups would be up in arms in the United States. Knight f8 is more put open water in your room to make it cooler. That's a good idea. Humidifier would probably be good for my allergies anyway. H3, here we go. Very solid. This weakens white's king side. Nah, not coming in there. Knight d6 followed by d4. I would not mind at all. White takes that bishop. He's gonna castle queenside. I got this from my psychic advisor. Is white really gonna play f4? Preparing for f4. Bishop d7 seems kind of lame. c3. As I run out of time. p6 is ridiculous. What am I doing? Doing nothing well is what we're doing. Both sides are doing nothing. Scared of f5. Well, I mean, f5 was a distinct possibility. It isn't any longer. With the knight at h4 it is. Of course, it was more or less like a trade if I try to do f5. Just like trading pieces. No clue. He's trying to play f4. It all happened just the way that I like it. Could have played rook f6 there. I was wondering where he was going. He missed rook f6. Okay, b3 looks a little crazy. Knight a1. This was a very uninspiring game by me. We're finally better at the end. Maybe like for the first time in the whole game. Am I actually better here? It seems like. Just out of curiosity, I just want to see if I was ever actually better in this game. Knight takes d6. Both sides are doing nothing. Was I ever better? That's the question. At the end, I was better. Let's say like the first half of the game. Yeah, see, he's still better after move 20. Even after Uber Driver, Merle, sorry. After Merle's suggestion. 11, 14. I made an inaccuracy somewhere. I'm a natural. 2 inaccuracies. 4 inaccuracies. I made a mistake. Wait. What's my mistake? Bishop d6 was a mistake. Apparently I had a really good move. So I just went a pawn here. Wow. That's a pretty good pawn grab. I think that's unsound for white. Yeah. I can snap the pawn. Queen d2, queen b2, castles, king side, and then run away with queen a3, queen e7. Yeah, I don't think he can really give me that pawn. Anyway, it still wasn't too bad of a game. You can see the graph. White was better, then I was better, then it was better for white, then I was better. Very exciting stuff. All right, Falsifigo. Falsifigo, a recent subscriber. What are we going to do? Try to play another exciting 70-move game. The French. I've had enough. I've had enough. Good. Thank you for not playing c5 there. I'm going to resist the temptation to play the reverse snake Benoni with knight f3, d4, bishop d3. The CD is okay, I guess. The only way not to get locked down against the French. Whatever. This doesn't matter. I'm not interested in trying to hold on to that pawn. Bishop b5 is the move. All materialists will agree. Bishop b5 is the move. Where's my wallet? Shit. Okay. No, seriously. You gotta give something to get something, right? It's an investment. I'm not trying to keep my pawn. I just want to get an open game. Just want an open game. I'm not asking for that much. Should I play d4? Allow the check on b4. Suck the life out of the position. No. I say no. You think Fischer played bishop b5 there? Really? I didn't know Fischer played c4 against the French. I know he struggled against the Caro-Kann. I don't have a lot of Fischer games committed to memory. You think it was a Scandinavian? Yeah, probably. The Scandinavian line is slightly different. Same principle. It's a Petrov. It's a freaking Petrov now. If knight f6, d4. Where's Mr. Coffee? Dedicate this game to Mr. Coffee. This looks like one of Mr. Coffee's tournament games where he played like bishop e6. I think it might be the exact same position. I don't like bishop e6. You can transpose. This could be it could be Queen's Gambit accepted. Yeah, I believe you're right about the Scandinavian thing. Fischer would more likely have played against that. Now what am I going to do? I can't not play d4 forever. We have problems with bishop g4. So d5, knight e5. That's just good for black. So this is like forced. And then you choose which way you want to recapture. Sacrifice my king side forever? I don't think so. Pawn structure chess. Someone suggested rook e1 after bishop g4. At which point, do I take on d4? Maybe I should seriously consider just letting him take on b3. Lukács Péter. Draw, please. Please draw. Queen b7. Please draw. Seriously, maybe this is better. It's a two-way street. I get the A file if you take on b3. Pandas eat their own poop. I know guinea pigs do. Many dogs do. One would assume that, you know, being a vegetarian especially would make it much more appealing. It's basically food, just recycled. It's no different than a cow eating its regurgitated food, right? How fat and unhealthy they are. I guess the more vegetarian you are, the better it tastes. Queen c8. Anyway, on to a new conversation. I'm just taking on a7 here, getting my queen trapped. What's the deal with this? You got him to talk. I'm sleeping now. You actually put him to sleep. It's looking good, this extra pawn. Games like this make people wonder why chess is so popular. I couldn't take the French, man. Every game. What if every game was a London system with white? You had to play the London system every game with white and the French with black. Pawn that can be at two places at once. Teleporting. Like one of Mark Esserman's pawns. Uber driver, you love the open French. No, I mean, if people promise to play the Rubinstein variation, I would want to play like against the French every day. It's strange for me, you know. The purpose of the French is to get a closed position and frustrate the opponent, right? No, I think the Rubinstein is just bad for black. George Meyer likes to suffer. It's kind of masochistic. Why you voluntarily want to do that to yourself, it's really hard to understand. So he's offering a second pawn. Second pawn, though. It defends c7 and leaves my queen out of play. It's actually a pretty creative solution. Gotta give him credit. I'm getting out of here. I mean, a pawn is a pawn. He drew King Crusher with the Fort Knox. I mean, basically, I ranked him like this. It's like Leiko, Sarawan, King Crusher. Those are the top three, you know, in terms of playing like the white side of the Fort Knox variation. Deep. Centralize. Practical play by black. White is better. You've seen better pawns. I've seen better pawns too. I thought the second pawn sacrifice was pretty creative. I mean, he's already down one. What's another doubled pawn, right? averting the subtle threat. The threat. Oh no. Mr. Bill. Another pun. Pundomania. I always see one move threats. I'm like a one move threat magnet. Good game. Alright, another French player just taken out with c4. The punda is in the house. Cheesy noob. Crab. You are aware it's not Wednesday, right? I mean, even on a Wednesday, I think this would be kind of a waste of time. But alright, it's your game. It's your game. I've long really considered what is the best way to respond to a4. Played many games with a4 myself. I prefer h4. Lobsters are basically stronger than crabs in general. I mean, the Alaskan king crab can actually generate quite an amount of foot-pounds of energy with its large claws. But in general, I'll go with the lobster over the crab pretty much a high percentage of the time. Anyway, I think I'm going to play e5 just to stop the rook transfer. That was my favorite opening when I, before I really learned to play chess properly. The classic rook a3, rook, to the center. That was my favorite first chess opening. Bishop c5. Just encouraging a kind of crab hippo crab. The genus crab. From the crab genus. d3. I'm just trying to really debate whether it's better to play d5 or bishop to c5 here. We'll play d5. Now that he doesn't have bishop b5 really effectively pinning my knight on c6, I'm not worried about the amount of pressure he can exert on e5. And this is the point. Knight a3, a6, exclamation. And black is slightly better. Now maybe we should consider playing e4 here. What would Andras Adorian do? Does it not work because of e4? Bishop f6, queen f6, de4, de4, knight e4, bishop e4 check. I really want to play e4. Could you beat Adorian with it? That's the real test. de4, knight e4, bishop e4 check. He's got two moves there. I think we go for it. We're going to go for it. Oh, he instantly grabbed. Got a lot of development for the sacrificed pawn. opening the position. The key question is really after bishop b4 check how we continue from there. And will white play c3 or knight to d2 to break the pin? So I evaluated this as compensation for material. We have a very interesting move here, knight to b4. I think even Andras should be excited about that. Subtle Tigo. Defending. Now bishop f5. Or knight a2. See, knight a2 is refuted by knight e4. Unfortunately. We have queen c3. Oh. Queen c3 followed by... See, queen c3 might not work. This is ridiculous. Bishop f5 or queen c3. Maybe bishop g4. Even going to the next level. The next level of crazy. The hyper-modern sort of bishop g4. Maybe that's asking too much for my position. Ascended territory. That'll give him chances with the h3 to open up his rook or something. I mean, it might benefit me in the long run. I like it. Thinking outside the box. a5, rook a6. Pure positional play. Maybe I've gone too far this time. But just rook d6. Is that my best? Is that a free bishop? Concerned about this. Rook d3. Obviously the plan is rook d3. Rook e8 and rook d3. I'm actually seriously sitting there thinking that he's got takes on g4. I think this could be a problem for white. crab it up. Crab man. All right. Cracky crab. Vishy the player up next. We've got... It is late. Yeah, he must be drunker than Uber driver. I knew this. I knew this guy that reminds me of Uber driver. Maybe I know Uber driver's identity now. All right, I will never give it away. Knight f3. All right. The Grand Prix attack not supposed to be that good against players who don't play d6, basically. I did win a game once with white. Bishop e5. That's the tempo. Tempo don't count. The tempo down variation. It's hot in here. It's already 80 degrees, like wherever, like you go outside. 80 degrees Fahrenheit, but in my office it's probably like 88. Vishy the player. You can just arrogantly lose a tempo with white in the Grand Prix attack and it's totally okay. I don't really like playing d5 in these type of positions, to be honest. That's my problem here. I guess e5 bothers me the most though. This. Here I can take on e4. I remember I had a game with Sunil, with Hikaru's father, stepfather, who loved to play the Grand Prix attack. The game similar to this, except he wasn't down the tempo. Bishop g4 was Stockfish's recommendation. Of course you're not. I like to play that against the... I play Bishop g4 as soon as possible against any sort of b3, g3, h3, a3, a4. No, against h4, Bishop g4 is probably a very strong idea early on. Something like h4, d5. h4, d5, a4, Bishop g4 may well be Black's best move in that position. I'm half serious. Okay, so he takes back with the pawn. Sunil. Hopefully Sunil wasn't affected by the tragedy in Sri Lanka. I know he's from Sri Lanka. Kind of a small country, you'd think like everybody would know someone who was affected by that. Maybe he won't see Bishop c2. Uber driver's been drinking again. Elder Balam. Elder Balam. Thanks for being a subscriber. I think Elder is one of our... Speaking of Hikaru, actually. I think Elder is probably one of our Hikaru gift subs. Bishop d3. Exclaim. The extra tempo could make a difference here. An 8 cent upon lost game. It's kind of high. Last game. Crushing the crab. It would definitely be an acerbate. It would be an acerbate game submission. Acerbate, would you submit the crab game if you were me for the Thursday subscriber stream? Acerbate might have fallen asleep at this point. Asleep at the switch. So D3, positional pawn sacrifice. We need something. It's hard to stop him from kind of locking it up now. I want to get my white squared bishop in the game. The only way to do that is with basically b6, bishop b7. We could just play bishop d7, kind of a funny move. Funny, haha. But in an undeveloped piece for a developed piece. Never a bad deal. Be a man and go queen h4. I've actually done that sort of thing. I understand. Illegal moves are my specialty. It'd be better if black played queen h4. So he says no. This bishop will. The bishop will be. I'll be back. e5. A little like my game with that first guy. If I could play e5. The 2500 guy. e5, f5. That could be a problem. That's a classic Grand Prix problem. If I have to play f5, I'll do it. I'm not afraid. Because I don't have to do it right away. This could be a problem here. Basically delaying knight c6. It's amazing how white's position can be as good as it is after just basically handing over a full tempo for absolutely nothing. In a bad variation already. I mean, the Grand Prix attack is okay, but it's not particularly good with bishop c4 against e6. Basically the old school sort of condemned variation. Queen g3, unusual. Do we play for cheapos now? I wanted to play, what, f5? Total anti-positional move. He's trying to play f5 again? That's what it kind of looks like. Alright, we're running out of time. Preventing f5. Step 1, defend against bishop h6. Step 2, develop a piece. Step 2, develop a piece. Step 3, repeat yourself. Step 3, threaten massive cheapos with rook takes that don't work. Doesn't even work. I'm threatening this, trading off his bad bishop for him. Queen b6 is almost always bad, but I think in this position it might not be that bad. Yeah, I mean, it's a bad exchange for me, but it does break through, like, his blockade, you know? Sometimes you just have to trade off bad pieces to get through. If that's what it's going to take for me to get through to the 7th rank, then we'll have to do it. Exactly, Uber driver. Bishop a4 first, inducing b3. Uber driver, you made me think of it by suggesting white's a4. Like, this might actually be a better way. Induce b3 first and then play. Of course, I would, on the negative side, I would be giving him bishop a3. So is a4 is a standard Grand Prix attack idea. I have zero interest in and that pawn on b2. But this is kind of anti-positional. At the end of the day, though, I think that black's slightly better. Pretty much every line. He doesn't have this, he doesn't have this. Does he have that? No. I just take on f5, take with my knight. Oh, you had that, okay. He had that. Is f5 not on? Brilliant defender. He's a brilliant defender. Finally, something's happening. This is a weird move by me. Sometimes defense is just necessary. He's got that too. Managed to win a pawn. Oh my God. He's so strong. Does he ever make mistakes? Wow. Once again, I have to query how he's 1900. He already has like a ridiculous score against me. Might have to play f4. It's ugly. Like to know this exchange is good now. He's too strong to be 1900, man. Making progress? Too good to be true. He missed a tactic. Oh my god. I missed a tactic. Damn. Still fighting. Fight with this guy is ridiculous. Again, I mean, how can he be 1900? Just like outrageous. He's already beaten me and drawn twice. He had like 50% for a while. This is what I'm talking about. It's ridiculous. I mean, that's normal for a 2000 bullet player to be able to play like that. It's just ridiculous. I mean, he's got 2.5 out of 7 against me. But I mean, the speed of his play is outrageous. Like he defends like he's unbelievable. I mean, to find this last trap with no time left, thought I was completely winning. Well, there's no win. It's totally drawn. I mean, his rating should be a lot higher. Yeah, his life depended on the game or something. I couldn't move fast enough. Rook h8 was a free rook. Where did he play rook h8? Man, I'm just unlucky, I guess. I just played bad. All right, someone on sound. Last game for today. I gotta go, guys. What am I doing? You didn't play e5 there? What am I doing? Okay, I don't have anything left in the tank for this game, someone on sound, so I'm starting to make blatant mistakes. Now that I'm here, I don't know what to do. I played the move order wrong. Yeah, my last opponent must be some kind of hyper competitive. He had a lost position but just kept fighting. I couldn't play on in that position. I would have given up eventually. Bishop c4. There has to be a reasonable move for black here. The problem is that d6 allows e5. I guess I have to play this and then play knight to g4, knight d7. Knight g4, bishop f7, king f7, knight g5. That doesn't work. So I can do this. Maybe it's not that bad. I don't know. I wasn't really in the mood for losing someone on sound to an 1800. The last 1950 made me look bad. Someone on sound, okay, we got to do something about your rating, dude. He's 1600 in bullet, 1800 in blitz, and 1968 in rapid. But if you've seen his simul games against me, he's more like 2100. I guess these underrated dudes. The bane of my existence. All right, queen d6 and an endgame, a bad endgame. I know that the engine said this wasn't so bad for black, I think. But people are, of course, terrified to play this. Maybe it's not that bad. Just ugly, you know? It's a bias we have toward ugliness. The ugliness of black's position. Beef up. So someone on sound didn't refute my inaccurate setup, but he's still fine. Do we go for knight f6? Knight e5 is natural to trade pieces, but I leave the d5 square completely under white's control. That's a little bit worrisome. Guys, this is my last game. I'm actually late. Late for very important stuff. So, thanks everybody for being part of the stream. Don't forget to donate and throw some bits into the stream if you get the chance. I want to thank you all for subscribing. But most importantly, we have a simul on Sunday, and that's going to be at 6:30 CEST, Central European Summertime. 2 weeks I'm going to be moving back to the United States for the summer. Time for the stream will be posted later. Haven't decided exactly on time. I've got a lot of stuff to worry about, so business to take care of. We will address the time, stream time, at a later date, probably around the 10th of May, maybe Friday or Sunday of that week. I'll be streaming from USA time, Eastern time. But anyway, guys, thanks for subscribing. Thanks for Infinite Flash Chess being a moderator here. The small panda. You hurt Big Panda's feelings. Hello. I think it's so hot that there's actually like steam on the camera. You can see like it looks like a mirage. What do you call it when it looks like the air has sort of fluctuations in it? It's so hot here. That's why I didn't win the last game. It was the heat. The heat's just getting to me. Bishop f4. So now what do we do? Sack our queen? d5. Actually, d5 is probably a good move. I've got to do something. It's the Tarrasch. It's cool. It's like the French, or Tarrasch, every kind of Tarrasch. Tarrasch Queen's Gambit. The free pawn. Free Ponda. The Dramas, what is that? Google. Well, this is about heat, gyrometric, and spell, whatever that means. Put water, yeah. Uh-oh. Wow. Out of the blue, knight to g5. The OMG variation. Windows open. I can't open it too much because the ghetto birds, Hungarian ghetto birds, and pigeons, other sorts of birds. Every kind of birds. But we'll put the standing water out. Knight b5. It's symmetrical. Symmetry. I've got symmetry too. There's a lot of symmetry in chess. Anyway, that takes the pressure off my d5 pawn. Pigeons like to stand on the window. They just sort of walk around. Took a photo of one the other day. It was a pigeon upskirt photo. Just maybe he'll report me for that. Rook on a to c1. Pigeon upskirting. Wait, what? That can't work. This is two pieces. Give me that. Someone on sound is... Are you serious? You can do this? Well, still I'm better. Can't believe it. Never misses a tactic. Okay, we basically have two pieces for a rook. Long live the Smith-Morra. Give me that. This is why we play the Smith-Morra. I don't have much energy left. Double attack. Winged rats. I guess bats are more like winged rats. What are pigeons? Dinner. Prefer duck, but I guess if I get desperate, we can start eating them. Mr. Coffee House. Queen takes. blundered queen e7. Oh, man. I finally blundered queen e7. At least I get his rook with check there. Sorry guys, running low on energy here. And time. Last game took a lot out of me. I was very disappointed not to win that. Broke my heart. So I'm going to decline the rest of the challenges for today. Chess Master. Someone on sound, seriously. Fell for my joke. He just wanted to play long. I said I was tired, so he gave it to me. Thank you for being a good sport, someone on sound. Just accepting my suggestions. Smothered mate. It's smothered mate. Smothered stalemate, mate. Alright, someone on sound. Thank you, sir. I'll see you guys later. There's a stream on Sunday. Subscriber stream, excuse me. Simul stream. It's 25 players if you guys want to join the Simul. Be here at 6:30 CEST on Sunday. Thanks everybody for subscribing, watching the stream. And I will see you guys. I will see you guys at that time. Sorry for the hesitation, guys. I will see you later. From the Panda. Bye-bye. All right, guys. Later.